folks out there in curling land. We are back. In theory, I don't know. I think I'm still just talking into a wall. But we're here watching the MOPAC mixed playdowns here in lovely Tempe, Arizona at the beautiful Coyotes Curling Club, a Medtronic way. We have Team Mendoza playing Team Endicott on sheet B, which is the top of your screen, and Team Baird playing Team LeClair on sheet D on the bottom of your screen. If you can hear me, throw something in the live chat or text me. But I don't think anyone's watching yet, so probably can't. So while I confirm that people can hear, I'm just going to talk because I don't have scores. I just have my phone. I can't see the ice. I just see the screen. So I'll do a score update when I know somebody is watching. I'll be right back while I get a score update and a drink update. Alright, so Endicott is up 3-0 after 2 ends. And LeClair is up 2-0 after the first end on sheet D. So I'll try talking a little closer into the mic here, see if that helps. Thanks for the mic boost, Daryl Horseman, USA Curling's Volunteer of the Year 2015, living up to his title with a fresh drink. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
So if it gets a little quiet between shots, it's likely I'm taking a sip. So, if anyone has any specific updates they want, shoot them in the chat, send me a text, Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, whatever works. Chris Olander asks, what drink did I get? I got a Moscow Mule from Katie Kerr's Mule Cup. So, Mendoza is chucking the yellow rocks on sheet B. And I believe LeClair is the red rocks on sheet D. Look like Tim Mendoza throwing the second rocks for Paul Mendoza, the Mendoza brothers. They hail from Pomona, California, home of the LA County Fair. Their family were fair folks. They were born on the fairgrounds in the traveling carnival but they settled in Pomona after they had the 2 kids. That's a lie. They had 4 kids, I think. I don't know. Very prolific bunch, the Mendozas. Paul Mendoza himself had just had his 4th child, Mother Donna Mendoza, who you may know from the curling circuit as well. You'll get the most fun facts about Team Mendoza because I know them and they will appreciate the stuff I make up about them. But if someone feeds me any made-up facts about anyone else, I will pass them along because I do not know any better. This ball's got a clean house there. It's going to be tough to generate some points with no guards. And LeClair is sitting a couple in the 4-foot, although it looks like that stream, the video may have paused. So maybe I'll go away from that for a second. Alright, we're closing on the action on sheet B. We'll see if the cameras update on sheet D. So Mendoza's got a guard out there. No, wait, that's not Mendoza's guard. It is his guard. Sorry. Despite this being the 3rd end, this is basically the 1st end I've been on here on the mic. So Endicott opts to ignore that guard, leaving Paul something to work with as he tries to generate some points. And Marissa Messier, longtime skip of the Bond Girls, is playing 3rd for Team Mendoza. And she's going a little hit and roll action here. And just a little too much roll, and it does not stick in. So let's see what Endicott tries to do with this guard now. And he wants to use a guard. Not content with his 3 points, he wants more. Alright, Kim Gaddy just tossed that rock in the back 8. Maybe if I pay more attention I can describe the shots better, but my drink calls. So I think that was a freeze attempt. And a little long, but they're still sitting, Mendoza's sitting shot. Pretty basic takeout call for Endicott with his first stone. I think if you can get a little roll behind that guard, it won't really matter too much actually, because he's got that other stone in the 12-foot. Wants to cut down Mendoza's scoring area and ideally force him to 1, if not steal himself. Adam hails from Curl San Diego at one point. I don't know if that's where he's originally from. I'll assume he's from San Diego. But he's recently moved out here. Has been a very active member with the Coyotes Curling Club. He makes that takeout, and now Paul Mendoza's got his first shot. Looking to freeze onto that one to keep Adam from removing it. Or is he going for the draw? He might be just going for the draw, trying to get behind that guard. Yep. Let's place it right behind that guard. Protect it from Adam Endicott's takeouts. I'm going to try to get his deuce. Over on sheet D, LeClair dropped another deuce in a steal. So they're up 4-0 after 2. And here comes Paul Mendoza. Jen's on it. Jen Gamboa, second. Starts sweeping early. Thinks it might need it. It's curling. It's looking around there. See if it sticks around. And he hangs around just enough to sit shot rock. That rock looks fairly well buried from this angle, but depending on what Adam can see from the hack, it looks like he might just want to freeze onto it. If he gets a little tap 2 and sits 3, then it would really force Mendoza's hand for a single. But he really needs to hit that perfectly, because if it's just anywhere, any separation, and doesn't move the yellow back, then Paul's got a shot for 2. But in the draw, the last stone draw to get hammer, Adam dropped it right on the pin. So he's got his draw weight. He knows what he has to do. And let's see how he executes. Off to going hard on it. They're going hard. Oh, looks like it was a takeout attempt, not a draw. Oof. Oofda. That is an interesting call there. We want to chip that out and try to roll around, but that gives Paul a draw, a pretty open draw for 2. Get him right back in this game. Although having played with Paul a number of years, I don't know that's a easy thing to count on. I kid. Paul can make this shot very well. Alright, sweepers are on it. Make sure it's getting there. They got almost the whole house to work with. And just enough. Paul gets it to the 4-foot, getting 2 points, and right back in this game. They are down 3-2 after 3 ends. Let's see if the other camera's working again. Nope, looks like we're frozen on sheet D. I swear it's not me. It's not me with the technical difficulties. It was working a second ago. Now, I know I have had a couple Moscow mules, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Technically, the door was locked. I, jimmied it open, but I think I gotta get a grasp on how this works. Anyhow, let's go back to sheet B while they're setting up. So this is just going to a world championship eventually. The next step is the national championship. They have timing, as it will happen in the national championships. So between ends, there is a full minute break between ends. And now this camera's frozen. Awesome. Awesome. Alright. So they're going up on top. That's Mendoza to learn first. That's Jen Gamboa playing lead. She's the longtime second for Team Bond Girls. She was part of this Team Mendoza team that made it to nationals in Williston, North Dakota last year, shocking the field of dedicated ice curlers hailing from the Arena Club in Los Angeles. I know all four of you watching right now are enthralled with these details. So her guard comes a little heavy, and Adam just wants to take it out, keep it clean. And up as lead is Cassie Matras, also of Coyotes Curling Club. And her shot is right on the money, flops it right on the center line. Alright, Paul's looks like he's calling takeout. And it sails wide. That was a tough miss for Jen Gamboa. So Adam's going to place a guard. He's got a shot rock in the 4-foot. He'll place the center guard. Give a little protection. Ooh, or no, he's deciding he wants to split the house. Playing a little aggressive here. Wants to trade some shots with Mendoza. Thinking maybe the little line might be off and maybe he'll flash another takeout. So why not put the pressure on and get two in the house right away? And that did not make it to its intended destination. So Paul, tighten up the room a little bit. This guy's brother Tim in the hack. They've got this sibling symbiosis there where they just know what each other's thinking. Tim was ready to go with that shot before Paul even thought about it. And he hits it on the nose. So expect Adam to come right at it again. Take it out. You got Travis Gaddy throwing second rocks. Travis Gaddy's wearing his Thomas Arbuckle jersey. The great Thomas Arbuckle from Moose Creek. Moose Creek, Saskatchewan. Straight out of Moose Creek. He makes the hit and rolls off to the wings. Paul's going to deal with that. Doesn't want to give Adam anything to work with later on the end. So he wants to just take it out. And Tim nails his second takeout of the end to sit in the 12-foot. If you're on Snapchat, I'm sending you a Snapchat right now as I speak of what I'm looking at. So come find me. Tried to convince my teammate Ryan Berdan to come and join, but he's actually watching at the glass where he has a better viewing angle. He's missing some great banter, although I don't know if it's really banter if I'm talking by myself. But I've got an open door, so at least I could see people walking by. Alright, trading more hits. Marissa's shot rolls to the back of the house, hangs on, changes the line. See if Endicott's going to go after that stone or if he's going to play a different game. My guess is he wants to just get rid of it. And that's what he's calling for. You got Kim Gaddy here. No relation to Travis Gaddy. Just pure coincidence that they played together on the same team, out of the same club. And she just gets enough of a piece of it to remove it and remove both stones. So now we got a whole wide open house. Paul's trying to force, ideally get a steal. So we're looking at the front of the house, a little guard. Curious that he wouldn't want just inside, but maybe he's planning for a little long. So we got a viewer question. Chris Olander asked, did you guys eat any really good food this weekend? We did, in fact, because surprisingly, Tempe, maybe not surprisingly, you know, they've got pretty much anything here. I like to think of Tempe, Arizona as like the Las Vegas of food, where you just have food from everywhere. So, you know, you go to Las Vegas and you have the Eiffel Tower and the New York skyline and like the pyramid and whatever. You know, here you've got Dunkin' Donuts and Lou Malnati's and whatever, you know, Culver's, whatever regional food that's your favorite, everyone's come out here and brought it out here. So you can find like anything you want. We didn't go into any of those dumb chains, but we had some fun, good stuff at some of the local places like Culinary Dropout and everyone's favorite, Oregano's. Because Oregano's is authentic Italian food. They really use a lot of oregano with their recipes, and the meatball sub was awesome. Oregano's, the best place to eat in Tempe, apparently. But the turkey pastrami at Culinary Dropout was excellent on the pretzel bun. And their Brussels sprouts, their Korean barbecue Brussels sprouts were excellent. Then lunch, we had lunch at Thai Elephant today, where I ordered the number 5 spicy, and the waitress didn't believe me that I wanted that spicy. And probably ate more of it than I intended to, just out of spite, just to prove that I could eat all that spicy curry. But it was good. It was good. Highly recommend. So I haven't been let down for food in Arizona yet. So Paul throws with his first stone. I think his first stone. I might have lost count. A guard to guard the shot that he has in the back of the 4-foot. So Adam's going to come in and draw right up to it. And look at the stones still in the rack on sheet B. That was Paul's first shot. So over on sheet D, Baird got 1 in the third, so now he's down 4-1. LeClair's got hammer. Baird got 3 in the third? So I'm told that Baird actually got 3 in the third, not 1. So the person updating Bondspieler has been drinking as much as I have. What's that? Oh, it's probably Daryl. It's probably USA Curling Volunteer of the Year 2015, Daryl Horseman. So, honest mistake, I'm sure. So, Adam Endicott drew in. He bumped Paul's, or Mendoza's shot rock to biting, perhaps? It looks like it's biting a little bit. So now Paul is going to want to drop it right on top of Adam's to really close that scoring surface down, prevent him from getting 2, and possibly stealing 1. And Bondspiel is up to date now. Baird did get his 3 officially listed. Because it's not official until it's on bondspieler.com. Just like if there's no pictures of it, it didn't happen. Sweeping hard, trying to get it there. Trying to get it there. If they can bury it, shot rock. Oof. Oofta, as they say in Minnesota. That is good in so much as it cuts down the scoring area for Adam, but he has a guaranteed 1 right now. So if Adam can just drop it in there, you know, big bite out of the forefoot, then he'll get his 2. And as mentioned, he drew to the button on his pregame last stone draw. So he got me this way too. So you may have that weight dialed in. I'm going to roll over and watch it live, folks. The sweepers are just watching it come. They're watching it. Looks pretty good. Ooh. And Paul's shot does his job by eliminating that heavy draw from scoring contention. So Endicott is forced to 1. He'll take a 4-2 lead into the 4th end break. Again, as mentioned, this goes to national championships, and at the national championships, there is a 4th end break. So they have 4 minutes to hang out, talk about the strategy, warm up, a little pee break, maybe a fireball shot break, depending on the team. We'll see if we can grab an interview from one of the players. Alright, so we got the 4th end break. I've got Team Mendoza Vice Skip, Marissa Messier, in the house.
Hello to all my fan out there.
I think there's 6 viewers watching right now, and I believe it's Chris and 5 incognito screens.
Oh, nice, nice.
So he's watching it 5 times.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I'm glad that I made sure that he activated all devices in our house to make it look like we were as popular as possible. But maybe he needs a few more to give us a little bit more luck in the second half.
So this is a very tight game. You guys have managed to you know, get a good 2 points there. It's 4-2 at the half. Can you tell me, what's the best thing you ate this weekend?
Well, oreganos, or oreganos, as some people that I know very well and are sitting next to me refer to it as. And all of the granola bars in our room because we just take a nap and curl and eat.
Yeah. Yeah, with the really tight games, there's like 5 hours between draws. It doesn't really give a whole lot of time to catch some good food or some
Yeah.
sleep.
But it really, we're really surviving on the pregame fireball.
Yeah.
That's the real secret sauce.
Now, what's your pump up jam for the weekend?
It's probably Broadway. So little Hamilton action. We're in the room where it happens, obviously.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if we can come back and maybe give it not throw away our shot and all.
Ah, there you go. I like that callback. All right.
Drop.
All right. She literally dropped a mic. Like, not this mic. There's another mic here. She dropped it. But they're heading back on the ice. Left a little warm up. All right, let's see if the other camera's working. I don't know. I think everything's frozen now. So we might just be stuck on this view. Alright. You can hear me and you can see this. This is where we're getting the rest of the match. Getting a frozen sheet D, which is 4-3 right now, after 3, with LeClair and red leading. And we're getting the on ice break on sheet B, where no one's on it. So, use the live chat. Use all your messaging devices. I'm Matt Gamboa, in case you didn't know who you're listening to from the Hollywood Curling Club. We played earlier today, won our game, but that was the only game we won, so we're out. Hence why we're not in the playoffs, and hence why I'm drinking and announcing these games. I'd be on my way home, but I kind of have to watch my wife play. So I'm here for another day. So catch me on the messengers, whatever your favorite is. Ask me questions, advice about this game or life, whatever you prefer. I'm here to help. So, Adam Endicott is getting ready to throw his first shot of the 5th end. We're halfway through this match. He's up 4-2. Bondspiller.com needs to be updated. So if you're following the scores there, I'm sorry, but I cannot see the matches from here, so I cannot update as I jabber on. Alright, first stone's out by Cassie Matras. Adam wants his corner guard up. Matris. Oh, I've been corrected. No one corrects me when I say organos, but I say Matris. Okay. Alright, Matris. Matris. I'm just going to say it until I get it stuck in my head. Matris. Matris. This is Mike Siggins coming in and tell me I was wrong. Mike Siggins of Pasta Brioni, I believe. Longtime sponsor of Coyotes Curling Club and in-ice sponsor of the sheet you're watching on sheet B. Maybe you're watching sheet D. I don't know. I don't know why you'd watch a sheet that's frozen, but, maybe you're into the thing. It's kind of like a hidden eye kind of thing, like you watch it long enough, you'll see a 3D image. Maybe it's a star looking like it's a sunrise on the horizon. Stranger things have happened. So on sheet B, we've got Adam looking to take out this Mendoza guard that went a little long. Sit 2 in the house. And that takeout goes a little wide. So Paul wants to tap his, split it to split the house, make it harder for Adam to remove both stones at one time. He may have just signaled to get rid of that red stone. I'm not sure if he changed his mind. He'll do that from time to time. And they are going after the redstone, and got a little too thin to roll out. So it's going to be another clean end with Adam likely taking this sand out and taking this rock out, and they're going to trade some hits for a little bit. So while they do that, I'm going to take a quick restroom break, and I'll come back and see what has happened. Alright, I'm back with the brownie bite. And my drink, which is getting a little low. But thank you guys for watching this instead of the Canadian Mixed Doubles National or Olympic Trials. It's Olympic Trials, not National Championships. We know you care more about the MOPAC Mixed Playdowns. So, looks like that hit game didn't quite work out. And now Adam has 2 in the house, and he's looking to place a 3rd. Probably use that biter on the 12-foot as a guard. Dice is swingy. You can get behind those things, but it's hard to really take stuff out. So if you can bury it there, it's going to be tough for Mendoza to really remove it. It's going to really cut his scoring area down. Alright, a little open. Think Marissa can see it. So he wants her to tap back. Sit right there, right in the 4-foot. A little tap just to the back of the house can create some backing, little jam opportunities if Adam tries to take it out. And it looks like it might be light as Paul jumps in to help sweep. And it's not so much light, it was just curled a little too much. And that is not ideal for Team Mendoza. Adam's going to ignore that yellow stone, not risk getting the jamming. And just get a guard. Get a guard to guard that shot rock right there. If you place this just right off the center line, then he can prevent that run back and guard the takeout there, leaving Paul some circus level shots, so he may have to try. Over on sheet D, in the fourth end, Team LeClair scored another deuce, taking his lead to 6-3 in the fourth end break. And maybe change the shot, because I'd be surprised if that guard went that position. But he knocked that one in the front of the house towards the back, and now he's sitting 4. So it's tightening the screws on Paul a little bit. And Paul may be looking to eliminate some stones with the possibility of getting a double here. So looks like that's what he's calling, a double takeout on the one in the bottom part of the house on our view. So if you could at least get rid of the one and stick around, but he wants to get both of those out, which is a makeable shot, if not a difficult one. And it looks like the shot over curled. He jammed his guard in the back, took out one of the stones, but hasn't fundamentally changed anything for Endicott. So now Endicott's got to figure out what to guard, but the shot rock obviously, but where to go. In front of the house, right in the house. He's got options. And Paul just has to figure out what to hit and how to get to the 4-foot. How's it going, Becky? Yep. Becky Nolan. Horseman. Oh yeah. Is it? You changed it. I know you got married, but you get changed. Because some people these days don't always do the name changes, but you know, like you like it.
Well, the driver's license isn't updated.
But I mean, Horseman's a pretty cool name. You know, like it's like very like cowboy. He's a superhero.
Yeah.
It's like a superhero cowboy.
The 4.
Yeah.
Horseman.
Oh yeah. Definitely. When I think of the end of the world, I see Daryl riding in.
Me too.
Yeah. Yes. So Becky's married to Daryl Horseman, 2015 USA Curling Volunteer of the Year.
Look at the banner.
Yeah.
That's right here.
Yeah. Look, I'm not making fun because Daryl Horseman does an amazing job for curling in general and for the club. And this club probably wouldn't be the way it is without his hand in some form. So he definitely earned that Volunteer of the Year. And it's, they don't give a banner for nothing.
Right. I think you had to pay for it.
Oh, did he?
Somewhere. Yeah, we'll give you a banner. It'll cost you $75.
All right. Well, you get access to a banner.
I think you did the fundraiser.
Okay. Chris Olander asks, what kind of powers would the superhero cowboy have? He'd probably have a lasso that made people tell the truth. Oh, that's Wonder Woman. So never mind. He's probably got a really badass like Batman style motorcycle that he calls his steed because he's that kind of cowboy. Probably like a rocket powered. He's probably got a laser gun 6-shooter. My guess, yeah, like a blaster, but shoots only 6 blasts at a time because it's still kind of retro. kind of maybe Zorro-ish. You know, he's got the mask because he got to protect his identity, but without the racist sidekick. That's not Zorro. Zorro's the swashbuckler. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger has got the racist sidekick. No, the sidekick's not racist. The stereotypical sidekick is racist storytelling. That's what it is. But also, a cowboy superhero would do a lot of volunteering at his local curling club.
He would, yeah. He or she.
Yes. The cow person superhero.
Who you call a cow?
Because it. Yes. Oh, yeah, we have to change that because it changes the connotations. Right. So back to sheet B, because sheet D is still frozen.
Did you see Endicott got one in the folder?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Endicott is here with his last stone, trying to remove Mendoza's stone, which is sitting second rock. And if he does this, he will sit 4 and make it really difficult for Paul. Though it might leave him a double that is makeable with to get with his 1 point. And he doesn't even need the double. Paul just needs to get a straight takeout, hit the nose, and get his point. It's not ideal. You want to get the 2 points when you have the hammer. You know, play that 2-1, 2-1, and win the game. But you got to take a point when you can get it. And this is a win for Endicott to force him to 1 to maintain his lead going into the 6 with the hammer. So if Paul can execute here, then he'll get his 1 and still be a really close game. So as we've seen some big ends hung this weekend. 3, 4, 5 stones at times. And teams who've been down by 6, 8, 9 points have come back and made a game of it. Not to say that Paul's down by that many, but point is anything can happen. And I imagine here at the club, Becky, you've seen a lot of wild things happen.
Yeah, usually on the games I'm playing.
Oh, yeah.
People catch up for them.
Yeah. I know that feeling. How many 8-enders have you had at the Coyotes Curling Club since its inception in the dedicated facility?
Oh, in the dedicated?
Yeah.
Only 1, I think.
1 8-ender. And before that, was there one on the arena ice?
Yeah,
3.
1 up in McCall.
Okay.
And,
So it's some traveling coyotes. Do they have coyotes up in Idaho?
Yeah.
Or are they just wolves? They're just wolves in Idaho.
Maybe.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe.
We've got coyotes that roam our neighborhood in Burbank. Yeah, so they're all along the southwest. So even though the Coyotes Curling Club is in Arizona, it still feels like a home club to us in California.
Yeah.
Especially since we're here so often.
No, that's true. We love you guys.
And I was jabbering, so I don't know what happened there. Did you see? Okay, so Paul made a shot and got 1. So they get that 1 minute break, recompose themselves, and Paul will look to likely throw center guard.
I don't know if they checked that form. Did they take that form?
Yeah, Marissa came in and did an interview.
Oh.
We asked her all the hard-hitting questions.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Hope that answered your question, Chris, about what kind of superpowers a superhero cowboy would have. Anyone watching, feel free to join the chat. Give your suggestions to what a superhero cowboy's superpowers might be. And you can win an on-screen mention by me. Tell your friends, put on your resume.
Yeah, it's great.
So next weekend, the Coyotes Curling Club is hosting the Ed Wernick Golden Wrench Classic. The 2018 Ed Wernick Golden Wrench Classic is a premier World Curling Tour event featuring some of the top teams in the world. They encourage everyone to visit Coyotes Curling Club and enjoy all the action. Tickets are available at the door. You get $10 for a day, $25 for the entire event. You can watch future, current, and past Olympians. There'll be 15 men's teams competing, and you can have a drink in the world-famous Broken Broom Lounge. It is a good time, good club, good folks. I highly recommend coming out. You could also watch this stream for all the action, although I will not be here with this banter, which probably for most of you will be a good thing. But yeah, definitely check it out. They've also got a slew of events coming up. I will get that event list and read it out to y'all. They got lots of bonspiels and clinics and just general curling activities that you might expect to find in a curling club, oddly enough. So Paul got his guard. And it looked like Jen Gamboa hogged her second stone, earning her a visit from the judge, aka Jepson's Malort, aka the Nectar of the Gods. If you have not had Jepson's Malort as the judge, then you clearly have not met Tyler George. I encourage you to do so on both fronts, because Tyler's a delightful guy, despite his insistence on propagating this weirdly disgusting yet delicious liqueur. If you ever come out to our Hollywood Bonspiel, I will be sure to let you partake. Or make you, depending on the scenario. So, miss by Endicott. My Endicott's lead leaves the house wide open, so Paul's having Tim draw it behind. And in classic Tim fashion, his draw goes through the house. To be fair to Tim, he's used to playing on a sheet 15 feet longer, so his guards stay guards and his draws stay in the house. But on these regulation sheets, they tend to go a little long. Here's some scuttlebutt in the warm room from teams watching the other sheet. But on our sheet, that guard is cleared. So now it's a wide open house again. These guys are really keeping it clean here, both on purpose and on accident. So Paul's having Tim throw to the guard. What he's hoping for is misses and half misses by Endicott, because if without the free guard zone, if you're not familiar, the first 4 stones thrown by both teams cannot be removed until the 5th stone. So that's why it helps you set up guards and set up defense to get your points. Later in the game, any guard can be taken out at any time. So what they're hoping for is the takeout doesn't spill out, it stays there, and then you get a guard even if it's from the other team. Tim's guard went to the house, as I explained a few seconds ago, and now Endicott just wants to take it out. Ideally, he'd like to stick around, but since he has got the hammer, he probably doesn't mind it keeping it clean anyway. And he'll just kind of play off the Paul until there's a miss, or he just needs to draw for his shot. So Cassie sweeps it out to the edge, just wants to kind of make it as inconsequential as possible to, again, keep the middle wide open. We've now hit double-digit viewers. It sounds like some of you guys have been telling your friends. You've been logging in on your phones and your incognito browsers to really up those numbers. I do get paid by the viewers, so please tell your friends, get some more people logged in, and I can make a few bucks to cover my drinking tab. If you want to buy me a drink, I can use a refill. Feel free to call the Broken Broom Lounge and set one of those up. Alright, we're back onto our superhero cowboy. Chris Olander asks, um, furthering the mythology of the cowboy, or cow person, because it doesn't have to be a boy, our superhero, who is his or her nemesis? What is the conflict? Um, it's a good question. It's a very good question. My personal response probably isn't right for this feed, so I'll let you guys noodle on that and talk amongst yourselves. If anyone has any thoughts about what our superhero, the Horseman, might be, maybe it's not even a cowboy superhero. Maybe it's just like, BoJack Horseman, and he's just like a horse. That's an actor. That's just a dude. So, it could be anything really. If you guys have not seen BoJack Horseman, it's an amazing Netflix animated show starring Will Arnett, and is definitely worth your time. So, wide open house. Endicott draws to the back of the house. Paul's gonna, I think, try to freeze up on top of it. Really get a stone in there that it'll be hard to remove. Outcount that one to make it inconsequential later on. And really kind of tighten up that scoring area for Adam with the 4-foot. And the freeze comes up a bit short. So there's plenty of room there for Endicott to call for its removal. We got Kim Gaddy here, looking to take this shot out. She's been nailing her takeouts, I assume. I haven't been really paying that close attention. And there's a jam potential here, so if she doesn't hit it just right, it could just jam on the back, changing up the end a little bit. She's not jam, but she rolls out, so probably would like to have that stick around a little bit. But Adam is really focused on keeping it clean, give himself just a draw, ideally a score 2, and if he can keep that one there, he has his chance to get his 2. We're zeroing in on skip zones now, so Paul's just trying to get something in the house. He wants to outcount that red stone. And I think he's going for the freeze again. Another viewer question. Was it weird to play against your fellow teammates, Team Zissou for our Hollywood nickname, this weekend? Not really. It wasn't really weird to play against her. It was a little weird to play against my wife because I know she'd be angry at me if we'd won. I like to say we lost so I'd keep her happy, but we lost because I didn't make very good shots. But no, we've played against each other from time to time, I think. But no, it was fun. It was good to get a little change of perspective. See play with some new skips. We played with Sarah Walsh and Kim Chapin out of the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. So it was really fun to kind of mix it up, play with some new folks, and just get a different look at it. And it was lots of good food too. So one thing about playing with Paul and Tim is we end up at Arby's all the time, and normally I'm not that hungry where even Arby's is still okay, especially when we got some decent food around here in Tempe. I think they probably ate at Arby's maybe 6 or 7 times since they were here, and luckily I didn't have to go to any of those. So Paul's draw, it looks like they're eyeing it, and I believe Adam is sitting shot rock still. So he has the choice of ignoring it and just kind of drawing in, maybe using it as a guard. But I think he wants to take it out. But he needs to, again, avoid that jam in the back Looks like he wants to pop a little hit and roll onto near the center line. Challenge with rolling to the center line so far up in front of the house is it gives Paul an opportunity to draw behind it, and it'll force Adam to either follow him in for one or do a run back to try to get multiple points. So he may be cautious to get what he hopes for. And there's the jam. He removes one of his stones, gets the yellow back there, and now it's a question of who shot. Paul and Marissa are going back and forth, having a look. I don't know what they decided. So, whereas Paul might have drawn behind it before, I think if he's going to take it out, then red must be shot rock. So he needs to now avoid the jam, because if he hits this, gets the jam, that's almost a guaranteed 2 for Endicott. And if he removes it and doesn't stick around, Endicott will likely go for the blank. And if he could hit and roll to the middle, probably won't really change much, because Adam will just draw to the 4-foot for a 1 point. Paul gets the hit, avoids the jam, and rolls into the house. I don't think he could have really executed much better than that. Now Adam's just got to draw in to get his 1 point. It's good force by Paul. He's got the full 8-foot to work with on this one. So how many of you guys are watching this on one screen, and then football on another screen, and then the Canadian mixed doubles on a third screen? Oh! Almost, little too long, but he hangs on just enough to get his 1 point. So Endicott will go up 5-3 after 6 ends. We got 2 more ends. Mendoza's down by 2. Let's see if he can get it. Yeah. Alright, well, they're reshuffling. I'm going to find a drink. You guys hang tight, and I will be back. I'm back. Got my Moscow Mule filled up. It's mostly just a glass of vodka with a splash of ginger ale. Alright, so Adam drops it on the button, or gets it on the button somehow. I don't know what happened. You guys know what happened. You were watching. So this guard goes long. Set it for double, but Paul's going to ignore it. I know a lot of us, when we start playing, we see, oh, let's just take those out. There's 2 stones there. No, you need to get your guards in play so you can score some points. So he's having Jen throw this guard to use it a little bit later on. Although likely Adam will take it out because we're out of the free guard zone. Roll. And Jen just squeaks it over, avoiding another visit from the judge. Again, the judge is Jepson's Malort, a delightful Swedish liqueur that is world-renowned for its aromatic botanicals and two-fisted flavor. So Adam may be guarding himself because that Mendoza guard is just a little up there. Not really worth his hassle at the moment. And he's just piling it in. He's just piling it in. So Mendoza, he's got a choice to make. He's got the button still open. Or you can just try to move some stuff around. Yeah, I think he's going for like a quiet weight takeout to get those rocks to hang out in the back, create a back wall barrier for catching shot rocks later on. Tim, known as Takeout Tim, because he really enjoys takeout food, doesn't like to sit in restaurants, is gonna knock these stones around a little bit. I probably curled more than Paul wanted to do, so it leaves him right out in the open. That red is just hanging out in the back. Adam's gonna take it out, likely. He's just gonna bunch it up in the middle, because if he tries to angle it the other way, it might jam. And yeah, he's gonna hit it and just kind of plop right back there behind the tee line again. Now, Adam is really looking to force Paul to 1 so he can go into the end with the lead. I mean, sure, he'll take a steal, obviously, but his main thing is to make sure Paul doesn't get 2. So Paul wants to hit those red, separate them, get that back one out, and then roll onto the one in our top of the 8-foot. Lock it on there, frozen. Be a nifty shot if Tim can execute. And over on sheet D, Team Baird scored 2 in the 5th to bring the game to a 6-5 score, with LeClair leading with the hammer in the 6th. So that game is still up for grabs. And Tim takes a stone out and loses the shooter. So it's opening up a little bit, but not ideally where Paul wants to be. So Endicott called a guard, but it's leaving shot rock half open. And Paul's got a room to heavy draw to the back. That rock, bump it back, and sit shot rock. Alright.
You gonna take over?
Well, take over, you can join. Unless you want me, unless you're kicking me out. Am I getting kicked out? FCC is kicking me out.
Well, I've been texting my wife the whole time, and she says, I wish you were here watching the game with me.
Oh. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our 11 watchers?
Hi, 11 watchers. My name is Mike. Big Matt Gamboa fan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just trying to do what he does. Probably not as good, but I'll try.
Trying is already better than what I do.
All right.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you're Pasta Brioni frame, correct?
That is me. Yep.
Yes. Where can one find Pasta Brioni here in Tempe?
Well, it's not in Tempe. It's in Scottsdale. We're at Camelback and Miller in Old Town Scottsdale.
Okay.
Been there for 25 years this year, actually.
Wow.
So I should probably be there tonight, but I'm here watching curling.
And I assume with the title Pasta Brioni, it's a Japanese fusion restaurant, correct?
Yes, actually we do a little bit of Mexican in there as well. But no, we do pasta. That's what we do. We make it fresh. We extrude all our own pasta. Everything there is made from scratch. My wife is our pastry chef. She makes all the desserts. She's incredible. All the pasta's great. I mean, like everything from bread to pasta to sauce to meatballs to everything is made from scratch.
That sounds amazing. I've had your catering here at Bonsville once, and it was delicious.
All right.
So it's highly recommend it. Better than that garbage Oreganos that's down the street. Definitely worth the drive out to Scottsdale.
I promise I didn't pay for this, by the way.
So last year you played with Adam, is that correct? Or you played with
I played with Adam and Cassie.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right.
And my awesome wife Ashley.
So what happened? What created the team change this year? Why are you guys not playing this year?
Well, Adam was kind of a real jerk.
I hear that.
Yeah, so we just had to leave him. But no, in all seriousness, my wife and I had a baby recently, so we've been doing that for a little while.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Little boy, little girl?
Little girl, Nora. She's 7 weeks and 3 days.
Very exciting.
My wife Ashley is home taking care of her tonight, so I can sit here and officiate / drink beer / do this.
And that's curling family, folks. Like,
exactly.
You know, you guys, everyone makes do. I mentioned earlier, Paul Mendoza had a baby 2 weeks ago, somewhere around there. So Donna Mendoza is home watching little baby Griff, and their 3 other children. So Paul's the selfish jerk.
It seems like I'm a way better dad.
Is the point of the comment. Although to be fair,
you hear that, Ashley?
To be fair, Paul did deliver one of his children's with his own hand. So
wow.
He, he's earned a little bit of father cred. So won't give him too much crap. But yeah, so he's out here playing.
Congrats to Paul.
Yeah,
they beat us last year in a tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. You guys, it's always tough as an arena team to come to these events because we know that you guys have gotten so good and just generally have that consistency because you got to play on your ice, and they just, they got they clicked last year and after a couple games and got that tiebreaker and then managed to just keep on rolling with it.
They were playing great. They really were. Like the game they played against us, they played incredible. And in the final, semifinals and the finals, like I was there watching every game, and they played great. So they definitely deserved exactly what they got. So good for them. Different, little bit different team this year, but
yeah. And to be fair though, you guys are the ultimate winners because you didn't have to go to deep North Dakota in the middle of winter.
You're right.
So, I love North Dakota. I spent some great time in Fargo, met some people, but North Dakota in March is not really where most of us want to be.
So we are stuck on a freeze here on sheet D owner weekend. Let me get Becky to see if she can.
We have been ever since the second end. So I don't know. Okay. The whole thing's frozen. I can't even change any screen settings. So it's we're just kind of going with it.
Well, at least we can see one game.
Yeah, because we already had to reset once when it started. It kind of froze up, getting audio issues. Then it came back. It was going, and then I switched to the things a little bit to show the different sheets, and then I couldn't. So we just kind of hung out here just to at least have something moving on the camera. On the screen.
So we got one game going on. I can tell you that on sheet D we're. Let's see. Well, LeClair got 2 in the
6, right?
6. So it's 8. It's 8-5 now.
So if you are falling on Bondspieler, it's up to date. So they scored their 2 with the hammer, and 8-5. It's a little barn burner over there. But Baird is still in it. You know, he dropped a 3 in the third end. He drops another 3 here. It's tied up, but you know, as I mentioned, we've seen some 3, 4, 5 enders this weekend. So you know, who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Let's see here on the top. Looks like we're down.
So it looks like Paul's throwing his first stone.
In a little bit of trouble here. Is he going through that port there? Tap back?
I think he might be going that line. Might be with the tap back. Yeah, I think he might be trying to run that yellow back into that stone. And it's over curled, and it's going to miss it.
Hit the other one.
And he may get a little plan B out of this.
Okay, your second shot now.
Yeah. And it might be, you know, enough behind cover where it's going to be difficult for Adam to remove that without jamming into that redstone. But he doesn't really worry about losing that redstone. He just wants to get that yellow out of there. If he could flop into the button, then he's still sitting 3. You know, makes it even more difficult for Paul to get a point, let alone, you know, 2, which is increasingly looking like it's not going to happen right now.
Interesting, they're not calling that shot.
So they moved over the draw.
Based on that ice, looks like a tap. Huh, interesting.
And now the front end's coming up. All right, everyone's okay. Adam's back. I think he's got a shot ready. Although he's on the hack, I think they're still talking about it.
Yeah, so Adam is my 3rd, and Travis is my 2nd on my competitive team.
Okay.
So this is always interesting to watch, this dynamic, as they have these shots going. But Cassie has a lot of experience in the house as well, so I fully trust whatever they decided on here.
Oh, broom's moving out
a little more ice. I would think they're not drawing here based on that ice. Maybe it's the tap.
I don't know. I think they've
Or are they guarding? They could just guard.
Oh, that's a good point. They might be guarding that tap back.
I mean, the shot for 2 is pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's a straight run back for 2, right? So if they guard that one in the center, they're never getting 2. And with the score being what it is, if you give them 1, you're fine with that.
Yeah.
Make them draw the button for 1. That was the call.
Yep, it's a guard, and it's looks like a pretty good guard.
Yep, pretty well done. They're a little loaded there.
Yeah, if it was a little closer, then Paul would just have that loaded gun ready to go. Marissa's eyeing that double run back.
Well, you have to, right?
Yeah.
You need 2 here.
Yeah, there really is no other way to. I mean, you can roll
And
off their own
miss
and
it.
get 1, but
you miss it. You give up 1. Like you're never giving up more than 1 here. And
well,
there's not really a path. I guess you could do the intern draw.
I guess what helps is that guard there actually removes that jam possibility a bit, because they're not going to necessarily jam back into their own yellow because of that loaded, loaded shot right there. So it's actually works out well, because this is the shot that Paul's going to have to do anyway.
I think the intern tap is cut off by that high guard up there by the hog line.
Yeah.
So this is probably the shot for 2. Even the shot for 1 would have been pretty tough to outturn guard or outturn draw maybe.
Yeah, I don't
touch the button.
I don't know that it's swinging enough to get it to touch the button with the line that they're allotted with those guards.
It's kind of one of those shots. If you make it, you gotta tip your hat.
I can hear Paul from here, and he almost gets it for 2, but he's got
still
the
for
1
though.
Yeah, that's
still
pretty good.
It's a hell of a shot.
Playing with Paul for a long time, he manages to pull out some of these weird raises and circus shots. Like once every couple games, he's able to kind of make one, and he almost makes this one for two. But as Mike said, one's a pretty good option. Frozen for a bit.
Yeah.
It was frozen into here. Like the sheet B is moving, but D is kind of like stuck.
It's okay here, so it's not.
This was like the second end.
But the whole X stream is frozen too, because I can't click on anything else. That's just running.
Oh.
So like, where's the mouse here? So when I go here to try to change it up, it doesn't do anything. So this whole thing.
You might have to stop the.
Right.
You might have to stop it, like do.
You've tried that, right?
I haven't tried anything, but I can't do anything. Nothing will click here. Because
this game is pretty much over though, right? On D.
No, they're only down by 3 with the 7th end, so.
We'll see here. I mean, I hate to fuck this up on the 8th end.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
FCC.
I turned it off.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I get a text. There's no audio.
So you lost. So does the mouse move?
It moves,
Or does it click on?
but it doesn't. This is frozen right here, but these
And
are.
does your escape key work?
These are.
Oh, those are okay.
Yeah, these open, these move, but it doesn't move on this.
Yeah. A lot of times this machine will have issues if there's too many things, too many
Carl.
browser things open.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Same thing, right?
Drinking Molson?
PBR.
Oh, you want one?
I would love one. Yes, garçon. Oh yeah? Alright, well here in the 8th end here for sheet B, we're trying to do a sheet D update, just 1 second. There's got 2 fobs. You never know. So for an update on sheet D here, I know we're frozen. I apologize about that. So LeClair's up 8-5, and he's actually on his last rock right now. He's playing a hit on a biter on the outside 12. We're not sure from this camera angle if there could be one other yellow counter. So if he makes this, it could be a hit for 2. There's nowhere to bury. Or it could be a drop for 1. It could be a drop for 2. We're not quite sure.
Oh, still, I just refilled a little bit, so it's good. Thank you. Although I can down it and get the next one. Sure. Oh, yeah, I'll take one.
You're drinking.
Meal. All right, so on sheet B, 8th end here, Paul's got a couple of guards thrown up. Endicott missed clearing them out. I believe he tried for that. I think we're out of the free guard zone at this point. And so Paul's trying to draw behind and start forcing the issue to steal 1 at least to go to the extra end. But if he can get 2 and not take an extra end, that would be his preference. And Adam just wants to keep it clean, so he can not have to throw his last stone.
So over on D, Jeff is trying a draw or a split. We can't quite tell. Looks like ice for a split for 2. So that would give him 2 points and he's down by 1 without the hit.
Alright, Travis is trying to blow up these guards. It's they're staggered in a
draw.
He's drawing on sheet B?
On D.
Oh no. On D he made his draw for 1? 2. Draw for 2. Trying to give. Oh, looks like there's some. Got a measuring device out on sheet D.
On D. I think it's in. Otherwise, he wouldn't have thrown the draw. He would have thrown the split. But Sean's measuring.
So they get 1 stone out on sheet B. So Paul's still got a guard, and that biter right at the end. Chances are that won't be an issue unless it makes Adam draw his last shot.
Sorry, Karen Tate. I guess the mic was on. I said a bad word.
Oh. Got 2 on GD for Baird, so it's a game. We've got 8th end. LeClair's up by 1, 8-7, coming home with the hammer. So Baird's got his work cut out for him to get that steal of 1 or maybe 2. So we're kind of having mirror games with the final ends, even though they took different paths to get there. I wish you guys could see that game as well. Oof, and that takeout just rubs that guard enough to punch it into the house, sends the shot rock out, the shooter out, and now Paul's going to try to draw behind that, get it buried behind a couple guards, and he's, all of a sudden this ends looking good for Mendoza if Messier can execute here. Jessica, you falling around? You falling okay? All right. You know how the scoreboard works? You didn't have no idea last night. Marissa, great draw. It's a little deep, but it's well buried, so it's going to be difficult for Adam to move it around. But he still has plenty. Oh, thank you. Got another drink by Mr. Pasta Brioni himself, Mike Siggins. So Adam is going to clear those guards. He wants to open up that path for him to just get stuff out. You know, he doesn't need to throw his last shot if he doesn't have to. So the more he can get rid of it, the more you get rid of, the more the better for him. And
up by 1, they're in trouble here.
That's a perfect peel. So now Paul is looking to tap this back, get it fully in the house, and get a guard, or did you just change it to a guard? I think you just changed it to a guard.
Yeah, why would you not guard? Like, the one you have in the back 4 is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you make Adam draw to beat that, you're looking pretty good. There's no reason to get 2 in there.
Yeah. I think he has to...
At this point, if you force him to go an extra end, you got the hammer, you're really happy.
He's managing that, like, being aggressive, trying to get the win versus, like, well, it's just holding a 1. I think he's... Part of Paul's progression as a skip is kind of managing these scenarios to get what he needs instead of what he wants. So it's interesting. Like for a lot of us who've curled, how long have you been curling, Mike?
6 years.
Yeah, and 6 years and past 3 years or so on dedicated ice, right?
Yeah.
So it really kind of like takes it to a different level as far as your strategy and what you start thinking about. And you've been playing on the competitive teams in Bondsville, so yeah, I think we've been playing on arena ice for 10 years, which has its limits, and we try to travel and do stuff. So it's only recently that we've kind of, as a team and as Paul as a skip, have really kind of taken to more typical curling strategy and try to make that work. because we can't necessarily do that on arena ice with brand new curlers sometimes.
Understandable. And I was there.
Yeah.
That's where I learned was on arena ice.
So how different for folks who are watching, for the 90 of you who are watching, and those of you who haven't played on dedicated ice, how different is it having a league and regular curling time on a dedicated ice versus your arena ice?
Honestly, the availability for practice is what makes the difference. Being able to come out and, I mean, when we played at the ice then, it was once a week, Saturday night, 9 o'clock, that's when you played. And being able to play a couple times a week and be able to practice on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, that's just rocks experience. Ice is fantastic here, but everywhere you go, it's different.
Yeah.
Whether it's arena ice or it swings 2 more feet or it's negative ice, doesn't really matter. It's all about ice time. It's really the difference is ice time, just being able to have that.
Yeah, we've seen it play out. Like you got banners hanging on your wall, and for MOPAC championships and different levels of men's, women's, mixed, and you can see they all tend to start when the dedicated ice happens, because you've got the ice, you've got then the home ice advantage because there's only 2 in MOPAC, so it really becomes the difference maker for a lot of players.
Absolutely, and that's why I hope you guys all in California get, that San Francisco's doing a really good job progressing towards what they need to get get their dedicated facility, and I hope it comes, because there's a lot of really good curlers in California that once they have dedicated ice, they'll be a force for sure. You've seen a lot of mediocre curlers come out of here and do pretty well.
And it's a fun rivalry. Like it's nice to be able to come, and you come to the club. We come, I come once or twice a year, and like you come in, you know everyone because all the volunteers and the people are here to make it happen. You see them all the time, and you start getting to know each other. And some of you guys I see more than I see a lot of my family because we're just at the curling club, and we see you guys a couple times a year. It's like the Bonspiels are Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it really creates a different environment, and it's fun to be able to travel and do those things. And when we've got the dedicated ice in California, and we have Arizona and Oregon, and we'll get this really great competition even more so.
It'll make us all better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it really will.
Yeah, and MOPAC is a region that extends to Idaho and Montana and Utah and Nevada and Oregon. So it really captures most of the West, and the more players we can get, the more ice rinks, the more curling rinks we can get here. It'll really be an interesting region, because aside from just curling, there's a lot of great places to visit, and so you can fun and see new places, eat great food like pasta brioni, and
I swear to God, I'm not paying it. Back to the action though here. This is Adam's first, and he's going in. He figures he's having the draw on his second one no matter what, so he might as well get a practice rock. And if he makes it really good, then that might be the game winner.
Yeah. Yeah, if he buries it back there, then it's going to be tough for Paul to get a stone in there that's not going to be removable. Sweepers are off. Travis is on.
They like this one a lot, I can just tell you. I know Travis's body language.
Ooh, right on the pin. That mirrors his last stone draw before the game. The tough spot for Endicott is that it's almost completely open, and a lot of separation from that back 4-4 for Paul. So Paul has a shot to sit 2 here, but it would still leave the button open for Adam. So it's going to be challenging for both skips to make it. So Paul needs to make the shot in order to have Adam throw his last one, because if he misses this, then it's game over.
Yeah, and if you can make a really good roll here, just back 8, back 12 weight, just get out of the 4-foot and roll over to the top side here. You make Adam draw the 4-foot naked, no backing, no nothing, for the win. And if he throws it too heavy or too light, then you can steal 2 and win the game.
Drawing to the pin like that is difficult. Doing it twice in a row, maybe when we're watching the Olympics and we watch it on, the Briar, they make it look easy, but
Those guys are pretty good, though.
we're not those guys.
Yeah.
So, and as much as I respect Paul and Adam here, it's very difficult to make those shots twice in a row. So,
Paul makes a good one here. It's going to be real
Yeah.
tough for Adam. He's going to draw the full 4-foot. But Paul's going to make a good one first here.
yeah.
I'll guess hack weight based on that broom. Let's do it for curl. I like it.
It's moving. It's moving.
This looks pretty good.
All right, Paul removed that stone, which is the plan. The first, prime